Welcome back to Downstairs and Dragons, where we play D&D in our basement as per tradition. This is episode 72 of our Candlekeep Mysteries campaign, and I have already decided that this part of the session is the character cleanup. We have a lot of NPCs that we have added to Candlekeep that we know, and we need to touch base with like all of them. So
we're gonna kill the ones we don't want.
No!
Yeah, this is Survivor, bitch.
Battle Royale.
So,
Fortnite style.
Quick recap. You guys are in Candlekeep after a mission. You don't have a new mission lined up. So you are basically spending your days reading books about your own interests. I have given you each note cards of some details that you have found. I can always give you more if you want to ask about more or roll for more. But I have given you some note cards that explain what you have found. Over the next 10 days, I'm thinking the first 5 days we do some stuff, and then the second 5 days we do some stuff. So it'll be like 2 chunks. So I don't know exactly the timeline of who does what on what day, but essentially everything we're doing this episode is the next 5 days.
Okay.
Okay, so it's like a kind of a time skip and kind of not. It is October. You are in Candlekeep. You are reading about your personal things. You do not have to do chores because you have solved some mysteries that have made money for the castle. Secondly, your bedroom is a penthouse suite. Can you remind me, did I say you have separate bedrooms for each of you, or is it just that the bedrooms are separate from the living area?
I don't think the bedrooms are separate.
I don't think they're either. I think what it is it's like you walk in and there's like a tiny living space where you could use that as your study if you wanted to. And on the right is a bedroom behind a door, and on the left is a bedroom behind the door, and like each of them have like 3 beds. And like, so I don't know if like the 2 cats are in one and the 2 humanoids are in the other, I don't know.
Did Pantheo spend only like 1 night in this room?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And all your plants are already in there, so you're probably rearranging them.
Yeah. These are almost dead.
They were watered a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some TLC.
You guys also have some new plants. The paper plant and the ink plant. As for your study, you guys had a really icky, cheap study. Do you upgrade, which would cost some money, or do you just keep using the crappy study and stacking your books on cardboard boxes?
How much would it cost?
Honestly, any pay range. You could decide how much you want to pay, and I'll decide how nice it is. To give you an example, though, Pantheo has seen one of the more expensive ones. Actually, you guys have seen Teely's, which is his private office. But Pantheo, I have a picture for you. Ooh. We are going to go visit Imamala at some point, I'm guessing. Right, so I have this picture ready to go.
Yikes.
We've also seen the one with the mansion in it.
Yes, so you could also go to the mansion, which you guys are already paying 30 gold a month just to go shit in there. So, this would be a very expensive one. It basically has its own library ready to go. These are usually dedicated to some sort of topic, so that people, when they rent it out, don't really have to bother the about for more books.
Damn.
Pile of relevant books in there.
Right, so you could have a tiny version of this, like a version of this that only has 1 bookshelf, like it's genuinely an office with a desk and a chair and 1 bookshelf. The issue is that only fits 1 of you, so you could get something slightly bigger that just has like 4 armchairs in it.
For our study.
Yeah. You could think about it.
My friends, we are brave adventurers whose footsteps quake the earth.
I imagine you doing this standing in the middle of your disgusting study that's like 100-year-old gray carpet, cardboard boxes.
It used to be a nice shade of green.
Deserve better than this rundown. Well, I don't wish to swear, but this crap. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, no, honestly, my ears are burning.
So
how could you?
I just think that if we all pool together a little bit of money, we'll find a wonderful place that suits us a little better.
I'm a little bit poor.
I am too.
Since I have not been adventuring for money recently,
I wouldn't say.
But I guess I'm not poor in the standards of Faerun, just poor in the standards of an adventurer.
Yes.
Do not worry, we have plenty of party gold.
Oh, good.
I forgot that's a thing.
I would say for a silver a day, which would be 30 silver a month, which would be 3 gold a month, I could give you an office with a bookshelf, a desk, a chair, and then like 2 armchairs and a fainting couch.
Could we replace fainting couch with alchemy table?
It would ruin the carpet. So they would want you to have one that has either a tile floor or a wood floor.
Are there any rooms that might have like an alchemy table like to the side? Because that seems.
Unless you want to get like a whole
Guys,
separate
how
office room.
is cash an issue for this? If it's like, if we wanted to get like say an alchemy chamber in the room.
Yeah.
So I think if you wanted to do a laboratory style office, which does exist, it would go up to maybe 2 silver.
Is there like a a realtor NPC?
Yes. At the yes.
That's just taking us around to different rooms.
I would
just
say
picture like a little gnome.
In
a
a
one-person laboratory would be 2 silver a day.
Mm-hmm.
To do a laboratory plus a sitting area and bookshelves, it would probably be at least 5 silver a day.
That's not bad.
So that would be 15 gold a month.
Decent
It's kinda
amount. A decent amount more expensive than.
Yeah, but you know we are connected, and look at this. I mean, it has. Is it all one type of flooring in here, or?
The laboratory one has stone tile flooring, and right now I'll upload whatever picture you guys.
I mean, we could put a
choose.
carpet over here,
like a rug.
Doric, we have to do it.
So the picture
I
I just
love
pulled
this
up.
building. We have to do it.
The picture I just pulled up is
It's beautiful. Look at
Look
it.
at this. It's
Look at
incredible.
that's Matrius's study, but you could have something that looks very similar to that.
Can I make a check to see what type of wood the shelves are, or is everything stone in here?
Oh my goodness,
Half-
is that real mahogany?
Half stone, half wood, and it wouldn't be mahogany. It would be maybe oak.
That is a sturdy oak.
Oh, I see.
Maybe. I'm just looking at some of the other pictures I already have downloaded. Sorry.
You would know trees better than I, being from the woods and so on.
I'm from the high forest, the highest of woods.
Certainly.
We can always find more pictures. I don't have very many of just singular libraries. But yes, would you guys like an oak, wood, stone floor, single red rug, laboratory table, study?
I like this.
I vote yes.
Okay.
Click down.
Yeah.
Okay. That
Let
sounds good.
me go figure out where your room is. Oh.
Thalia looks gleeful.
This is a good spot. I'm glad we
Okay,
did
so your
this.
new office is. You're in building 7, which is to the left. It's kind of shaded, so you do have windows, but you're never gonna have direct sunlight. Floor 6, room 2. So you have new keys now.
Out with the old and with the new.
And then. Can we do that on the first day?
Yes. Technically the second day. It's the day after you guys had your fight.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Oh, yeah.
Or the day of you had your fight. The day after you arrived, the day you had your fight. That sounds great. I'm glad you like it. I will find a picture that kind of suits what we're looking for,
Same.
and then we'll just have to deal with whatever color the walls are in that picture.
And then I'm gonna pay 3 months.
Cool. That sounds great. So,
45 gold.
do you want to put on the map when you could write study payment due?
Yep.
That's
fine.
not, or whatever you want to write, but that sounds great.
That's what I don't have.
Because then I don't have to remember. You could go, oh shit, our payment's due. Thank you.
SPD.
What the fuck does that mean?
Speed.
So you guys have a newer
You
study.
have to run.
Again, there are avowed who will find you more books to read. But you're kind of getting privy to how you're actually getting books. Now that you guys have been here a long time, you realize that there are books that they have pre-sorted, pre-packaged to give people who have basic surface level requests. And it's easy because they can go, oh, someone wants to learn about monks? Here's a stack of books that we give everybody who says that. Or I want to learn about cooking. Okay, here's a stack of books. I learn about farming. They have stacks pre-prepared. Mm-hmm. So if you want something outside of those stacks, the Avowed have to physically go to a part of the inner library where they think those books would be stored. However, there are tons and tons and tons of rooms of books that have not yet been sorted or read or cataloged. So basically what actually happens is while the Avowed are enjoying their freedom in the inner library, looking for books that actually they care about, they have a little list of things to keep an eye out for. And if they happen to find a book that meets what's on your list, they will grab it. So it's kind of like they're doing things for themselves, and if they see something for you, they will grab it. So unfortunately, you're not getting books that fit perfectly what you're looking for. That's why I've given you some examples. I don't actually remember what I wrote, so that's kind of cool, because then you'll get to say it instead of me saying it. But, right away, you guys are back. Pantheo, do you want to visit Amamala? Or do you want to avoid her?
Better rip off the band-aid. Guys, I'm gonna go visit Amamala.
Is she back?
Maybe.
She left for a while.
Yeah. I asked her out right before I left.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did she say?
Yes, I think.
Yes, she said when you returned.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know where the study is for everyone researching the play. It is a huge study room that normally has paper strewn about tables, huge cork boards with things like posters all over it. And there were always people filling it, studying. When you get there, it's a very different room. It's the same library, but all the books are put away. There are instead tables out everywhere, like long, skinny tables, with a lot of things that you would see Doric messing with his alchemy. You're seeing lots of alchemy jars and Bunsen burners that can only hold a candle to them. You're seeing dried herbs have been delivered in crates. You're seeing magic circles for people who are doing things a different way. But what you're seeing is basically a lesser restoration potion factory. So most of these people who are here to read must have finished all of the reading.
Oh.
Unfortunately, even if they do continue reading, by the time they find an answer, the plague will have swept across the Sword Coast. So they are trying to mass produce potions to keep people from spreading the plague. And very few of the seekers are now either in the inner library searching for books, or they're accepting the very few new books that can be received each day.
Seems kind of dire here.
Amamala is not necessarily running around with her head cut off, but she is very focused at a table making healing potions.
Okay.
She is just working away, making sure the bubbles are boiling through the liquid correctly. She's mincing herbs, she's grinding them into poultices, like there's a whole process. And so she really doesn't notice you walk in. She is focused. She's not wearing her typical monastery clothing that you're used to seeing her in. She is just in like a white smock and clean pants, and her hair, what short hair her fur is, it has been braided down. So she is like in factory mode. When you walk in, do you say anything?
Hey.
Hello. It's nice to see you.
It's been a long time.
Yes, it has. What has brought you home?
Well, found what I needed.
Oh, that's fantastic. But you're here again, so does that mean there's more you're looking for?
Well, the plague continues to grow, as you clearly know.
Yes.
It is incredibly contagious. I even almost got infected myself on my travels back.
Oh no. Well, I would like to hear all about it, just to make sure it matches everything we have. Would you mind sitting down and answering some questions?
Yeah, of course.
So she sits you down and you basically go through a medical exam where she asks for the symptoms and what happened before the symptoms and what happened to lessen. You basically give her a whole rundown.
Yep, yeah, transference by the food, like, cold, seemed to suppress it. Yeah,
Right.
Just the basics.
Right, it was airborne, you did less
Airborne,
respiration,
yeah.
and Yep, that matches everything we know, which is very helpful, thank you. I don't have any new news to give you. They're still just searching the library as best as they can, trying to find anything about other plagues that have helped. But essentially, general knowledge of the medical field is not enough. Or of mushrooms or none of that is helping.
Did the necrotic kind of, angle take us anywhere?
Yes, but no. Yes, but no. We do genuinely think these spores do in fact have a necrotic state that they put the body into. Like an undead state, which is interesting. Like if it was a mushroom, sorry, starting to change her food. Why would the mushroom not just eat the body to live, most things? Why does it make the body undead? Why does that happen?
It's not as good to eat.
So the undeath is helpful, but unfortunately information about undeath or illegal undeath is hard to find, which is what they're searching for now.
Yeah.
And without more information, locate objects and divine spells aren't really helping either. So several people have actually left, not only to administer these potions and teach people how to quarantine, but to try and see if there's anyone who is too far gone to save, and just see what happens. Watch more people unfortunately succumb to the illness. That's a hard task, so
Yeah.
I don't know when they'll return.
Is there any notes that I can just ruffle through, or?
Yes. Unfortunately, even though we did all that reading, a lot of it was just confirmation. A lot of it was confirmation of what we already knew, which is great. But just reading it over and over.
It's good to be certain.
Yeah. It just was disheartening, and a lot of people have given up. Some people have taken to the ocean to try to wait it out.
That's not gonna work.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ideas people have. So, what do we know so far? We know that it spreads. It's airborne. Spreads through foodstuffs. Affects literally anything that could have possibly been living. So, food, items, plants, people. First, you get a fever. And what was the other thing? Weren't you guys drooling a lot or something? Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm super tired.
Yeah, body aches,
lethargic.
nausea, slurred speech, and uncontrollable drooling. Then you get a level of exhaustion. Okay, so you know that. And once your body effectively succumbs, you become zombie-like. Barely aware of surroundings, fungal growth sprouting from the head, body, and limbs. And an urge to go to people who are uninfected. So it actually somehow has abilities to see who is infected and who isn't. So that might be new for you. It can tell who is infected and who isn't, and it can purposely spread itself by going to crowds of people who are not infected. In those crowds, people say that the infected person is saying some kind of language that they don't understand. So the zombies start speaking gibberish over and over again. but none of the witnesses were able to ascertain what they were saying. So that's something that people have gone out in the field.
And no patterns of the sounds that were.
There's a pattern, but we can't make sense of it. We don't.
Okay, so it is a language.
Each victim has a different version of it.
Okay.
So that's something that people are going out to get information on. Unfortunately, not only is it a very sad tactic to go watch people die, but you have to prevent yourself from dying of it as well. So that's what we have people going out and doing right now. We're hoping to hear back. So now we're studying this odd language, or we're trying to get memory spells of it, or that's kind of some of the. We've all split into several different factions on how we're trying to solve this. Oh, that being said, while I'm working on the lesser restoration potions, we also have enchanters making wands of purified food and drink. But unfortunately, that could take a year for those wands to be completed. So anything you find would be helpful. So I do remember I gave you some papers on while you're looking up how to purify food and water. I wrote down some of the stuff you were able to find. So if you're kind of going down this new path of, yes, studying on death, but no, you're also studying how to prevent it from spreading to the point of you can't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
So you are able to find some information on making chemicals to keep it clean. And at some point I'll have you guys all touch base and do a group role play where you share what you found.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know. The only other thing I wanted to know, and I'm so sorry because I do not remember this guy's name.
Sure.
But the Myconid who went off to go experience the spore this is a fucking pull.
I forgot he existed. Fuck. Was he here and you met him here?
And they were before. I can't remember if it was before we went to Baldur's Gate because I had lost a section of notes. But he had gone off into an area that was deep with saprophytic plague to see how he would ingest it as a Myconid.
Right. Okay. I will have to go back in the old videos and find it.
Oh my god, I have no idea what that is.
But it'll be easier because it'll say Pantheo on your name, so I'll be able to check that. I forgot he existed. Oh my goodness. Okay. No, there's been no word, but we have been trying to make contact with other Myconid societies in the Underdark. We're wondering if this has made it down into the depths. So basically we are spread thin. You might see people on the roads, but because they're worried about getting sick, they're trying to walk off the roads, which is in itself dangerous because of the monsters. Because of my ability to survive in the wilds, they are thinking about sending me out next, actually. I don't know where to go or what to do. I literally have nothing out there.
They're gonna send you into the plague?
Right, because I was the only survivor of my village. I have some base immunity.
Have they done any blood tests on you?
What is that and how would that work?
Oh, I guess, is that not a thing?
They might be, but she has no idea.
Yeah. Well, we could test to see if you have some form of property that, prevents you from getting it,
Can I have you roll Arcana or religion would be better.
Medicine, too?
Religion would be better, but
okay.
Medicine would be fine.
I think probably medicine is where I'm going to go to. But religion was the other one?
Mm-hmm.
I think religion's like a +1. Where are you? Oh, it's a +4. I'll do religion. That's a 10.
Okay. There are rumors that those who attend a discipline their whole life, every day of their whole life, they're praying, they're meditating, they're literally changing their physiology with a dedication to a monastery, essentially the monk class, can gain immunity to poisons.
Or paladins.
Oh. She literally wears monastery clothing and she has prayer beads on her, so.
It could be related to the fact of your Resolve?
I know what you're trying to
Resolve.
say. Yes.
Could be a fact of your resolve to your traditions.
But does that mean I could pass that on? But then also, why was my...
They might not have been as devout as you.
Or they were older or younger. Because she was, like, right middle-aged. Like, makes sense that she was a high enough level, because anyone older than her would have slowly decreased in experience, and anyone younger than her didn't have enough experience.
Yeah.
So she's like double Panthea's age.
She is Pantheo's. She's
28.
I thought she was 30. Is Pantheo 28?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to make her 30. And she'd live to be, what, 60, 70?
That makes sense.
So yeah, that makes her actually, like, on one hand feel good and on the other hand not feel good. But that brings her to a whole new idea of looking into other monasteries and seeing if they're having trouble with the plague or not.
So we just have to make the whole world immune to poison.
Or just enough people to stop the plague from spreading, which seems to be rather difficult.
Because at this point, I don't even know if taking care of the source of it, it's too far spread.
Well, and there are, if you look in the back, the maps over there, we had some people who were studying its progression, and it genuinely did run into roadblocks occasionally. The roads to the east of Candlekeep, the one that heads out to Nashkel, and Greenest, that road was actually safe from the plague longer than all of the surrounding roads. The plague wasn't spreading. And then as of maybe a couple of weeks ago, the plague started spreading down that road, but stopped spreading on the road north of north of Waterdeep.
That's weird.
So we're noticing that there are some roads where they'll almost be immune to the spread for a few weeks, and then it'll pick up again. So that's something else we're looking for.
I don't know. Well, nonetheless, it was good to see you again.
It was wonderful to see you. I'm so sorry it hasn't been happy news. I would love to hear any of your happy news.
Happy news.
Oh, I see.
I saw my friends again for the first time in about a month or two.
And it's good to see you.
It's really good. My sister's in a cult. She killed a noblewoman and took her place and stole her memories.
You're kidding.
No. Did some prophets or priests of Zamoka come to Candlekeep recently?
I'm always over here. I don't really speak to anyone other than...
Yeah. Well, as you are also of animal humanoid descent, you will probably, in your venture soon, be approached by someone who worships the Zamoka, the goddess of beasts. And,
I'm familiar. We didn't strongly worship Zamoka in my village. We appreciated her for the things that make a red panda, but I'm more of a follower of...
Stop trying to get everyone to worship Lathander.
Subori, the goddess of heart.
Oh, Sabori, love her.
She's the fertility goddess, the love goddess. She's the one that's like, it doesn't matter who you are.
Shoot, girl.
As long as it's another consenting adult, you can be in love with another consenting adult. And worshiping Sabori actually increases the chance of having mixed children.
Hell yeah, one love, man.
Yeah.
So kind of like an opposite of Zamoka.
Yes, they're actually straight up enemies. Sabori believes in mixing people and being who you want to be. Zamoka believes in, nope, separatists, keeping the bloodlines pure.
That's so sick, man. If, you ever want to mix. And then he dashes away. Just runs. He's like, you fucking idiot.
You never want to mix.
She's just like...
You never want to mix.
She's like...
Never mind, I'm sorry.
Uses that feline agility.
She like blushes if a red panda could blush.
Yeah,
but,
that
like, also is
Theo
like,
is beat red if he could be.
but that's also like too much, but also sweet, but also too
Way
much.
too much. I was like, I'm sorry! As he runs away.
Didn't you also do the anime wall move?
Uh-huh.
At one
The
point?
walls. He did. He did. Fuck. They're cute. They're an awkward, cute thing.
Yeah, Theo's the most awkward guy he knows.
Fucking cute. I love it. Okay. Is there anything else you want to do?
I just want to find some information about the High Forest.
Cool. So you're gonna do some reading.
Cool.
I swear I wrote a High Forest thing in
That's
there.
why I said it.
Cool. Okay. So you're gonna do some reading. I'm gonna touch back with you in 4 days. And you guys, like, now that you're back, she kind of like sees if you're eating dinner at the hearth, and you're usually eating dinner with her, with your party, but she kind of will sit next to you, and you'll like go, hi, hi, and like eat. So that's you guys for 4 days. Who is next? Dork, you did talk to Timber a lot when you already got here. But just to touch base on that, you go off and you do some reading. Matillery is gone.
Yep.
Oh, that being said, after the fight, the day of the fight, right? At that point, Matillery had been gone 7 days. She would arrive in Baldur's Gate at 10 days. So you have 3 days to do any sending spells before she gets to... And she won't get your letter for...
Have you read it?
No.
It's so mean.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm gonna scream! It's so funny! It's so funny!
Oh my god, I can read part of it from here.
I'm glad you left. You are a rotten princess. Don't come back! Yours, Panthea!
Wow.
I think I left a postscript too. You are a rotten princess.
Yeah, P.S. Don't come back. Fuck you! I thought it was gonna be nice, like...
No, he's never liked her.
You did for a split second.
For the 2 seconds.
Until she spoke.
Yeah, pretty much. She's like, I'm a pretty princess and this is my castle. Ma'am, this is an inn.
This is a Wendy's.
This is a Wendy's. So fucking unnecessarily mean. But he wrote that after Doric said basically that like she wants no contact.
Right, so you guys know that she's about to go to Baldur's Gate. They're about to murder her sister and convince her to take her sister's place.
the worst thing to receive.
It'll be there 7 days after she gets there.
And you don't want to stop any of this around. You don't want to warn her. Because you've never once explained to her, hey, that cult of Zamoka murders people. You just said, hey, maybe you should worship a different god.
But
This is your last chance. I'm telling you. You have 3 days to change your mind or Matillery is gone. So anyway.
she also told you not to contact her again. So like,
She said she felt uncomfortable. That being said, we will touch base on this again.
Yep.
You guys are gonna have a meal in 4 days. Okay. Thalia. I don't remember what yours were about. Can I look at them? Because I remember I need to build off of them specifically. So, okay. So, you had lots of things that you were researching. You are researching general divination, right?
Yeah.
You are researching writing on arms.
Yeah.
You are researching... Okay, I got it. You are researching as much as you can about curses. And unfortunately, you're looking for details on a round library. You're looking for details on a black diamond and a throne.
Really just scattershot, spitballing, tossing things at the wall. looking
Right.
For anything.
And these things could be mentioned in any book. Like, if you read a book about a city, these things could be mentioned in it. But you'd have to read every book about every city. So, You are in a part of the Firefly Library, actually, where they keep a lot of divination information, but it's very general. You know that there are chanters in the inner library who have prophecies of a famous diviner that they repeat all the time. And so you are just in that area where they have them all written down for guests to see. And as you're sitting there looking for information on divination, someone actually walks up to you. Sorry, I gotta find it. She is a copper dragonborn, avowed. So she is wearing the white robes with the gold outlines and the symbol of Agma on the back. She's a copper dragonborn, and she looks to be an adult. She's not a teenager anymore. And she is also looking through the divination records that are out in the Firefly Library. She just seems to be arranging them and making sure the inventory is correct and seeing if she needs to add or move anything from this public library. So she sees you in the same section, and she stops for a moment, doesn't look you in the eye, just kind of looks at her work and thinks. She goes, I'm sorry for interrupting you. And you guys are whispering because you're in a library, but I'm going to talk normal. Are you looking at prophecies?
Yes. I'm hoping to find something, anything really, that will be actually useful to me in the search that I'm making.
Oh, I see. I'm one of the chanters.
Oh, I see.
So I do very much...
I, of course, don't mean to say that this isn't useful. I'm sure it's a very nice prophecy.
No, I understand. I repeat the prophecies that other diviners have brought, but there's so many more things to tell the future about. I know that the 130 some that I say every day don't apply to the whole world. That being said, I spend my spare time going through the other prophecies we have cataloged by random wizards and people alike. I just don't often see people in this section, and I got excited to see someone interested in the future as I am.
Yes. It's really the interpretation that I'm looking into.
Oh,
I've
like tea leaves sometimes are the shape of a star, that sometimes is a constellation, that sometimes means that you are unlikely to find your soulmate.
I mean more the reading and interpretation of dreams, perhaps.
Oh, you're looking at dream readings.
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, that varies based on the culture you were raised in. I'm not trying to be rude, but with you being a half-elf, were you raised in human culture or elven culture?
Well, a little half and half. Haha, that's a little funny joke of mine anyways. Well, I was raised as an elf for the first few years of my life, but we moved to a human village, and I suppose it would be more accurate to say that I was raised as a half-elf in a half-elven family.
Did you have any, I'm so sorry, this is so personal, but unfortunately, this is the way I'm going to be able to contribute to the conversation.
I'm sorry, what is your name?
My name is Pelk.
Pelk. I'm Thalia Reed.
Hi, Thalia. So yes, I've been a chanter here for quite some time. I look at other people's prophecies and I try to keep track of them and research any that may have already come to pass and what happened. But I also very much care about cataloging new prophecies, so if you have any to bring in, of course, I would love to get that down for you. But and again, this is all whispering. And like sometimes people are like, because it's like, I understand that elves during the first 50 to 100 years of their lives have prophetic dreams. of their past lives, because elf souls reincarnate according to their religion. With a half elf, it could be either or. I think sometimes they could have an elvish soul, and sometimes they have a human soul that will pass on to the other planes when they die.
Is there a way to tell?
Well, it depends on if your dreams as a child were of a past life or a prophetic future life. So you may have to analyze the dreams you had as a child to know that.
I see.
The point I was getting to is if you were elvish dream interpretation is different than human dream interpretation, so I'd actually recommend not looking at the divination section, but looking at the section. This is also not meant to be insensitive. It's the elvish culture section that we specifically have set up for half elves.
I see.
To get to know the other half. A lot of people come here looking for that information. Additionally, sometimes people who just want to start trading with elves or getting along with elves will read.
You know, I had entirely overlooked that.
So as much as it's more fun to read everyone's prophecies, getting to the foundation of where they come from might help.
Well, Pelk, that is very helpful.
So that's what gets you those note cards I wrote you.
Yes.
Is unfortunate as much as you don't like your elvish culture, you are going to have to start reading about it.
Can I have the note cards?
Oh, did I take them? Might have. Yes. Okay. Now, one of the things that you see in your dreams a lot is like a bunch of elves just like. So that's why you're looking up threats to elves. It lists it right away. Thank you. Additionally, as you've started reading more about elves, your bedroom, your bed, I'm guessing you've chosen the bed by the window. The voices have gotten louder since you've moved to this bedroom. Mostly dreams, but even when you're awake now, you can hear a soft, low voice. Help! Closer, please. Hurry.
Shut up, I'm sleeping.
Every once in a while you swear when you look at the inner library's jade door, you feel like the voice is talking to you even when you can't hear it. But it's definitely stronger when you look at the jade door to the inner library. So you know ultimately that's where you need to go. But you're also trying to like pinpoint exactly where.
I think the party members will probably notice over this period that Thalia's getting more and more like sleepless. Like it's affecting her sleep pretty badly. She's not happy about it.
She loves her sleep.
She loves her sleep.
I actually love that. I will tell you right now, when you're traveling, you'll be able to sleep better. Mm-hmm. So if you're okay while you're at Candlekeep being exhausted, that would work just fine for playing the game.
Works for me.
Poor girl.
Okay. Next.
You'll be the first resident of that new town.
Clay.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so we actually, Clay, we're gonna lead you into a check-in with everybody, but
okay.
You're the last bit. So Clay, you have been reading about, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Clay, you've been doing all kinds of reading.
Would you have given this to me yet?
Yeah, this is your reading. That's what you found.
You'll give that to him after day 5. Oh wait, that's his.
That's his.
But didn't I give it to you? Didn't I say this would be great for Clay to have?
No, it's. I've got 2 things to give out. That's another one of his. To give out.
Oh, it does say. You're right. Yes, okay. So Clay, you are reading about things that affect the soul because your soul has been greatly affected by your ancestors, and then you're also just doing general reading on stuff in the world. So that's that for you. My question for you is, Clay, have you been reading in the study, or have you been reading in your room, or have you been hanging out with Belial?
I forgot that she's here now.
A little bit of all of it.
Okay, so when you're visiting with Belial, you are actually visiting her in Matillery's old bedroom. Which her and Iphenia are now sharing.
Is the crown still there?
They've packed up Matillery's stuff. Who's the
Talk
bitch?
to her. And tell her what you went through.
Here, I'm getting this for you. I'm also going to change the music. Oh, okay. So talking to Belial isn't as sad as this, so we're going to pop back over to this one. Okay, so she's been not really reading. She's been kind of wandering around Candlekeep and getting to know people and talking to you about them. So she's like, oh, Clay, this is a lot. It's interesting to see where you've been and see what you've been doing. Have you been enjoying your break here?
Me and my friend got into a decent fight.
Oh no! Is everything okay between you?
Yeah. It's better, I think.
Well, that's good, since do you know when you're heading out again?
Shoot, well, I'd say it's probably whenever everybody else is ready to go and venture on to because I know that Panthea wants to look at that Symphonic Plague,
Saprophytic plague.
the Saxophonic Plague,
Oh, so you all are looking for things?
the Sacramental Plague.
What is it again you're looking for?
I'm looking for curses, and I'm also looking for the Book of Cylinders. But
Oh. Well, I realized, I have nothing to read. I don't know. Now that I'm here, I don't know why I'm in Candlekeep. I mean, I kind of know this is where my father came once.
Is that where you were conceived?
And I realize I'm a little lost now that I'm
Oh, you're just
here.
gonna
I
let
wanted
that
to
one
come here
slide,
so
yeah.
bad, and now I don't know what to do. That being said, Miss Iphenia seems rather eager to go. And cut to a flashback. Doric, every day, Iphenia approaches you, both morning and night, and goes, "Are you ready to go?"
Oh, where?
I don't know. Pick out a quest. Let's go.
There's no quest for that.
Well, I'm ready to leave. I'm sick of sitting here wasting time.
Why don't you go explore? There's plenty of places. There's goblins around here somewhere. There's one that collects shit.
Find a long-distance travel plan, and I will be back to check with you tonight. And she literally does this every 12 hours.
That's
She
fine.
wants to fucking leave. So Belial is like, so Iphenia's ready to get out of here, and I'm wondering what I should do if I leave. Should I go with you? But it sounds like what you do is quite dangerous. She's level 3, and you guys are what, level 6 or 7?
7.
Or 7.
Yeah.
he's a
So I'm trying to get to know the others. Can you tell me who here would be nice to talk to? I don't want to bother anyone too long. I've met some kind folk, but who do you think would make a good friend?
I mean, anybody but the goblins, really.
Wow.
Oh, I don't know about. I haven't really seen any.
Are you guys even gonna do Dumbo's request?
Oh, yeah.
Just
Tell his
forgot
family.
about that one, huh?
Maybe you guys bring that up at the dinner and go, oh shit. Well, I've been wandering around talking to people who also are interested in talking, and I met a really big, tall man who looked like he was on fire, and he had a little girl that looked like a cloud. I've never seen that before. Do you know who her mother is?
I cannot remember.
It's the evil elf clown guy, technically.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Well, she was awfully adorable. But he seemed quite nice.
I forgot his name.
his name?
I-
Lumiere.
No.
Oh,
Oh, Lefarius.
Lefarius.
Well, and then I met a tinkering little man. He's been hanging out in the hearth, helping with. He has this mechanical contraption they've been using to knead the bread instead of doing it by hand. And they've been making all the bread from the bread harvest, which is amazing, by the way. We should have some of the wine they've been making too. Anyway, so I'm trying to make some friends. Would you mind if I sat with all of you at dinner tonight?
Oh, I'm sure that'd be fine.
Wonderful. Well, it's about that time. Do we want to head that way, have some wine before we eat?
Yeah, we could.
You seem awfully down. Are you all right, Clay?
I'm just tired.
Oh. All right, let's get going. And she takes you arm in arm to the hearth and leads you to dinner. When all of you guys eventually show up, and she's kind of like, "Come sit down. How is everyone studying doing?" She's just bored. She's got cabin fever really bad. It's been like 5 days of sitting around doing nothing.
The saprophytic plague continues to grow at an astronomical rate.
Oh.
The Sword Coast is doomed.
Oh no.
I haven't slept in 48 hours,
Ah.
I hear they
but
have,
your attitude is really welcome.
I feel like they
Be a
have
little brighter, please.
caffeine patches for that.
Let me get you something. I'll be right back. She gets you coffee. She goes, "I've put some caramels in it and some marshmallows. It's a taffy that they make out of sugar. It's very sweet, my dear. So you'll get a real quick sugar rush, and then you'll get some energy to last you until bedtime. Hopefully you'll crash."
So, like, when she looks back,
Yeah.
the mug is empty.
Okay. What were you gonna say?
That was good.
Can I do a medicine check to just think of like some herbalism that would potentially make like a good like chamomile tea that could promote sleep?
They definitely have tea leaves here. You could definitely go dig through them, and without having to ask, you know exactly what to grab.
Cool. Yeah, I go prepare Thalia a nice sleepy tea time tea.
Throughout the days, Doric is going to cast Sending.
On which day? On like the 10th day, the 9th day of her travel?
It'd probably be a couple days after.
Okay, so the
probably
9th
the
day.
9th day.
Okay, so she's literally right outside.
Mhm.
And this is before the dinner that you're all having.
Yes.
And you're sitting there remembering it. What do you say?
I'm sorry. This will be the last time. You need to know. His plan is to kill someone and replace them with you.
Very good, by the way. Roll persuasion, please.
Cast Enhance ability. Oh,
Clay casts Stroke
Gross.
Doric's ego.
Persuasion? That's gonna be a 7.
She doesn't believe you.
Well, she got a 2.
Oh,
I also got a 2.
So, I'm going to give you her reaction, but then we're going to talk about the insight you get from her reaction. What an absolutely horrible thing to say. I'm finally welcomed home. Returning to my family. And you have to ruin it. How many words are left?
Get 4.
I've had enough. She sounded fucking pissed. But she also sounded concerned.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell you actually made connection in her brain. It did hit, it did go.
Yep.
But what would anyone say to that? Like, even if they believe you,
Yeah.
they're gonna have to go see it for, like...
Yep.
Don't worry, Doric. I sent her a very strongly worded message.
You did what?
I sent her a piece of mail.
I see.
I know you're thinking about Matillery. She'll never come back here.
She
Not
might-
after she reads what I said.
Do you want a hint? Do you want to roll insight? If you don't want a hint, I'll keep it to myself.
Hint about.
Another idea, another thing you could do.
That's a dirty 20.
Okay. She might not believe you after being convinced that you are a dangerous person.
Mm-hmm.
But there's someone else that she has met before who will be in Baldur's Gate, who is on your side. You could message that person.
Fuck.
Actually,
No.
oh,
The one that you hate that you used to love.
Oh!
Hilarion.
She's literally the head detective of this whole anti-Zamoka shit, so you...
Yeah, I'll cast sending on her.
Okay, wonderful.
Are you ordering a pizza?
I
Yes.
want pineapple.
It is going
Only-
to be very
only
expensive. And
pineapple.
it's also
Only
coming
pineapple.
from
Only
Baldur's Gate.
pineapple. I'm a
Um,
vegetarian.
Does Clay hear Doric say
Pineapple and jalapeno
something?
goes on.
This is at meal like number 3 or
That sounds
4 that you guys are all
so
sharing.
good.
It's really good pizza.
Oh, so on day 4 you guys will have a pizza from Clay.
Oh yes.
Alright.
This is good, man. Like really fucking good.
Matillery is in Baldur's Gate. Heading to her family for the wolf. Zamoka is planning to move there. Stop her.
Thank you so much for contacting Yularian. Could you please remind me who Matillery is and what her family name is? And whereabouts she'll be?
What is Matillery's last name?
Do I have it?
You guys want to ask the company?
I think Panthea would know because he got the last name to send the letter.
Sure. Her last name is Maristerian.
Maristarian.
You have it written
Yeah.
on a different document.
Maristarian.
Remember the document they were writing to her that said the Maristerian family is going to welcome you back?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah, the
letter.
letter.
It said the White Tabaxi
White
From
Tabaxi
Candlekeep.
Princess Complex
from Candlekeep.
from Candlekeep. Maristerian family
Then arriving tomorrow.
arriving tomorrow-ish from south.
Fantastic. She goes, thank you.
Also, intercept letter from Petio.
You don't know what it says.
I don't. Oh my god.
She goes, all right, I'm happy to help another person and stop a tragedy.
They're
Thank you so
scathing
much for the lead and possible bait. And then radio silence.
I mean, yeah, she would be like perfect bait.
Mm-hmm. Yay! You spontaneously get 1,000 XP and you don't know why.
Whoa.
I'm glad we're using XP.
We're not, but
I know.
it would be like if you played a
We
video
go from
game.
0 XP to 1,000. Yay!
And sort of like, so and so will remember that, or your auto saving. Like you.
Yularian approves.
I'm so sorry for helping you with that, but I really didn't want to lose Matillery. I like her so much.
I wanted her to die.
No.
I have been working towards getting rid of her.
Why? She's great.
Look at that letter again. She's a rotten princess.
She had a hard childhood.
I love
She's
Matillery.
fun.
Panthea does not.
Oh, thanks. Wonderful, thank you very much. Okay, day 5, you're all at dinner together and Belial is trying to ask you guys questions because she's bored out of her fucking mind. So she goes,
Okay.
so, could y'all help me? I'm having trouble deciding what to do or whereabouts to go.
Have you been practicing your hunting and skinning like I showed you?
Yes, I did some reading of some diagrams. They're real gross.
Yeah, it's not
Um,
pretty.
So how is it you decide to leave home and go out into the world?
I was running from cultists who wanted to use my body for things.
I was taken by the cultist, and when I got home, my entire family was infected with a serious world-ending plague.
I had horrible nightmares predicting the destruction of the world entire.
My tan was cursed, and when I left, the curse left. And yeah, so I'm cursed.
I think you gotta be really traumatized is what we're summing up here.
Yeah.
So what's your trauma to...
There are other adventuring parties here in Candlekeep. You could ask them, though. We are not probably the best examples.
Well, I mean, I don't
you
like
roll for
focusing
it?
on this, but my sister was gonna marry me off to a stranger, and my father died after a tragic accident on an adventuring trip. That made him suffer for 10 years.
That would probably be a good reason to leave.
Wait, hold on. What'd your
She
dad
starts filling up your cup.
pass away from?
She seems
Well,
suspicious.
he was cursed on one of his trips. And,
you've been really cranky lately.
Slowly over the 10 years.
Yeah, you can't
He
behave.
had
It's
riding
screaming.
on his arms.
Yes, he had riding on
No.
his
You're
arms.
asleep.
Riding on his arms.
Your eyes have your back and your eyes.
He
have
had
bags.
riding on his arms.
No,
Already know
I
that.
don't know. I don't know what you're
No,
talking
this
about.
is You guys have like 10
Yeah,
more
no,
questions
no,
on
you
it
don't.
matters. That's fine. We should just, yeah, it just progressed over his whole body, and it got to the point where he couldn't touch him, or parts of him would break off, and eventually he just succumbed. And
From the writing on his arms.
Sounds like he had a bookworm.
and I don't know as much about it as my sister does, but she said that she was with him when he crumbled away.
Crumbled? Is that like a metaphor or a literal?
She said there was nothing left for me to see or for us to bury. And that was only a couple months ago. Oh, right. So this wine is absolutely just. Yes. Hello, sir. So Green actually comes to sit by you guys. And he goes, Hi. Sorry, I'm just.
Yeah, we're not gonna pay for your meal.
No, I know. It's fine. Just I have money for that. That's okay. I can. It's fine.
Oh, you have money for that.
I just am sitting by some people I know. Jeez.
Oh my god.
And then after a little bit, Lumiere comes in with a little girl, who at this point you can actually physically see, but it's everything about her is a white cloud. Like it's.
Oh shit! That's her.
it's
Oh
the
yeah.
Genasi.
She was bigger when you met her, but after she is starting to become sentient, she realizes that she is a much younger mind state than people around her. So she has like de-aged. Like her body is de-aged to fit her mind.
Got it.
As she has figured out, oh, I'm gonna be
What
a
is
human.
the fucking anime character that is? She Nezuko's herself.
Yeah, she Nezuko'd herself. It's just a thing that Genasis do, because first they have to figure out what shape am I gonna be. Okay, now that I'm that shape, I need my shape to match me. And now, so she's becoming corporeal. She's becoming a Genasi over the course of the last week or so. And Lumiere, literally, he both looks happy with her and so fucking annoyed at you guys. You forced an adaptation on him.
Hey, Lumiere, my man.
I thought you'd like to help me watch Weira.
Weira? Who's that?
Windy.
I'm still not familiar.
The little girl.
Why would
Right here.
I'm a terrible
Why
babysitter.
would we help you watch Gana?
Because you're the one who brought her here. So
We
you
did
can
not
watch
bring
her
her.
for 2 seconds while I get some juice, honey. I'm getting juice. Hold
Well,
on.
I'd love
For
to.
1 second. And he goes and gets some really strong wine and some juice. And he
And
like
he gives her the wine.
he gives her the juice, but he has like he poured the wine into a juice bottle, so he carried over 2 juice bottles.
While he's gone, I'm gonna like give her a bunch of like candies and sweets from my pocket.
Sure. So she can actually like eat, but even the inside of her mouth looks foggy. Like she hasn't quite made her organs totally fleshy yet. But yeah, she is able to eat now, and he's helping her with that. So you have a little girl at the table. You have Green. You have Belial. Iphenia shows up for her twice a day. Are we ready to go?
Yo,
Hello,
no.
Iphenia.
No, we're not, okay?
Would you like
How about you
some-
sit down and have a meal?
Would you like some food?
Yes, I'll be right back. She goes and gets food for like at this point everyone's filling into the hearth. There's
Hey,
tons
when
of
she
people.
gets back, we should say we're ready to leave.
But I'm not ready to leave.
No, just piss her off, I think.
when she comes back, Belial actually keeps her busy asking her what she's looking
Clay
for, where they're
starts
gonna go.
Getting up when Iphigenia comes back.
Why?
Because I thought we were getting ready to leave.
On a mission.
Yes.
And then Timber walks in, jumps up on the table, sits on it cross-legged, starts eating off of your plate, Doric.
Also, at this point, the lead box is out, and Doric is just tapping it with his claw.
As soon as Timber starts eating off, is it Timber?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. After he starts eating off your plate, I just elbow Thalia a little bit, and just like.
Fuck me, eyes.
Forgot about that.
So Belial is talking to Iphigenia about how Iphigenia wants to go on a trip, walk away. And Timber hears this, and Timber goes, "Where are we going? I have places to be, people to find, stuff to do." And Green at the end of the table goes, "Oh, are you looking for a quest? Are you looking for I have, excuse me, sorry." He gets up, takes his stuff over, and he starts explaining to them that he just needs someone who feels comfortable going up and down the roads to the towns to look for people who want to settle.
Sounds great for Belial and Iphigenia.
Perfect. Right, exactly. I mean, they're actually pretty high level, so they'll be fine on the road with like bandits and shit. Like high level compared to a guard. A guard is
For sure.
And then Waira is listening, and she's like looking at Lumiere, and she's like, "We could see things? Could we? Could I see a town? She's just like, so she can talk now.
Oh wow.
But she keeps picking up other people's voices and accents.
Interesting. That's really wild, man.
Yeah. Candle? Can we? And so now at this point, you have a party forming literally in front of you, because I'm sick of all these NPCs hanging around Candlekeep. So,
You guys should definitely go out there and help Mr. Green, and he can pay you an experience.
Yes, this is I put my hand on top of Timber. This is Timber Bottom Apple Snatch.
I don't actually remember his last name. And before this mission, or before this session, I was gonna write his last name and I couldn't remember. He goes, and Lumiere actually leans over and talks to you guys, not to the others, and he goes, "Honestly, I've been thinking about leaving."
Just like in general? Are you breaking up with us?
Wait, who?
So,
Lumiere?
I came to Candlekeep because my parents' tribe told me I couldn't come to Candlekeep. They said, "No, the fire will get put out." And I was for quite a while. But now that I'm me and I've conquered this mission, don't care about books. I'm done. And I don't really want to join the caravan again. So I was thinking about leaving anyway.
Okay. This is how it feels. I'm fucking sorry, guys. This sucks. And he told you face to face. This is why you leave a note.
This is why you leave a note.
So
yeah, Lumiere, Timber, a few others. He goes, but genuinely, I would probably be taking it's hard because it's another language and I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, but it's like Waira or Waira. Let's just do Waira. Goes, well, so I would take Waira with me, which isn't really safe to bring a child, but Genasis do need to travel to prime material to corporealize, so that being said, this guy here.
Green?
Yeah, I was there when we rescued him.
You sure were.
So I wouldn't be too far away, and I know that property incredibly well. We could clear that land for the caravan to go through.
Yeah, that's honestly, this is you written all over it. As long as you're okay with not getting paid. You will get free room and board though as soon as the town is erected. He has promised that.
That's fair. And I already have everything I need from the caravan anyway.
and with your connections to caravans, they could probably help with settlement creation.
That's fair.
Good trade relations.
And he goes, and you guys over here, Green, going, and we need some druids to make sure we don't offend the nature. And Lumiere goes, God damn it. I'm a druid. Like,
also, Timber would be able to help make nails. That's about all he knows how to make.
Lumiere stands up on the fucking table. You are eyes to crotch right now.
Lumiere?
Timber.
Huh?
He goes, you little fuck. And he goes to put his boot on your face. He goes, I know how to make healing potions in 6 seconds flat. You can't fucking beat that.
Yes, but I know how to make these, and I pull out. I suppose you.
Give it to me. Give it to me. He starts trying to shove it in your mouth. Swallow it! Eat your eggs! It's good for you! He's just flipping.
These are not eggs, they're woman rocks.
He's holding onto your, like, lion jowl lips.
Woman
And he's
rocks.
in your teeth. And he's pressing it against your teeth. And you guys are just... And, like, so there's so much going on at this fucking table.
I'm overstimulated.
So, like, you guys finish and leave. And Mario-la comes and sits down.
Oh my god, one more!
Oh, she's joining the party!
Hey!
She's at the end by you.
How's it going?
Yeah. Hi. It's nice to,
Haven't seen you since I said that thing.
there's so much going on.
What? I'm sorry, what?
It's not a holiday. Why is everyone here? What's going on?
I think.
What about Ray?
Yeah, and
We're
we're all just eating.
There's a lot of fresh bread and wine because it's been 6 weeks since all the wheat was harvested in the area. All the grapes were harvested about 2 or 3 weeks ago, so fresh juices are being made.
Listen, I'm really sorry about what I said. It was weird.
What did it? She remembers and like,
I'm sorry. That was inappropriate.
hello, hi Thalia.
Hi.
I've heard about you. I'm Mario-la.
Hello.
I'm helping
This is my avocado friend.
Sarah the saprophytic plague.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see.
yeah.
A colleague. I see.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say?
The
So
How's the tea?
you all have been back for a few days. Have you done any interesting reading? And this is your opportunity to trade the things that you have found and tell each other what you've been reading. Sorry.
You know, I did find out something interesting in one of the journals about the saprophytic plague. Is that like certain spells to interact with the dead seem to only work limitedly. You know, speaking with the dead, you can only use it like once. And I think they're like kind of theorizing that other things would not work as well, like raising the dead or soul work in any form. But it seems like nothing else would work.
What about animating the dead?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like it's
Finding someone who can use those spells, I mean, they would have to be a criminal.
or find a legal, necromancer, and I don't like that word.
But that would be helpful information to know. Is that what's happening to these people, or is the plague animating them?
I perform necromancy sometimes.
Dude,
Well, okay, like, with that being said, can you resurrect or revive someone?
yeah, and survey
That's
says
expensive.
Survey says kind of no.
Unfortunately, it's almost like we have to wait for someone rich enough to be infected to see if that works.
Yeah, no, that's what I found out about the saprophytic plague. I also found this like really cool prayer journal of different poems of the high forest. It's kind of sick, man.
That's
I've been been using it for like daily affirmations almost every morning. It is on the edge of terrain. The people walk, and the eyes of the green sea. But on the wing is where our words carry to the next. And I believe seeds are out there flying.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just a kind of powerful.
Doesn't that make you feel so connected to the world?
I feel real connected. I just like just dead, just staring at her. So connected, man.
This is
Do you think
interesting.
that's literal? Do you think there are seeds of the Grand Forest out here?
I think I'm a seed of the Grand Forest. I think that
Do you do baptisms then? Because there are some northern cultures that I've seen where they water the seed of the great tree that is born with them when they are born. So they often wash their babies in sacred water to water that seed.
That's a great idea.
You know, spores are a type of seed, are they not?
Oh my god, they are. Dude, you're blowing my fucking mind right now. Yeah, it's just like, almost like I might adopt it as an oath. I don't know. I'm tooling around with it.
That's amazing. I know, it's so hot in here. It's like 85 outside right now. So.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay. What have the rest of you been reading?
Thalia looks like she has something she wants to say to Pantheo, but she's
Gonna wait till everyone leaves the table.
no, she's
I'm
holding
gonna
off
read.
on it. Well, I did find some readings myself. You know that, well, elves when they tend to face conflict, it's usually with dwarves or orcs, two peoples who have had a long-standing enmity with elves, in general.
Yep.
So I was looking through some notable dwarvish societies, and you know, there's quite a lot of instances where dwarves delve too deep and awaken devils or perhaps demons, and are corrupted by such beings, or even by the lust for gold itself.
That's quite interesting.
Yes, it's. I'm very sure it has nothing to do with my research. Doric, have you found anything?
I found some things. You have not met him, but do you two remember that tiefling with Sorbear, I believe his name? He was at that one party that helped us fight the drakes.
Yeah.
He had mentioned some things with the stone that he had, so I was looking more into that. But all I found was this dumb book about some person talking about the makeup of a soul by some sort of really old village that came in on shaman's notes.
Oh, and that's what you hand over to.
Yeah. It seems really similar to your family's little town that
Should
we...
you like hand him the book? Be
Yeah.
like, maybe you should read
Yeah,
this.
hold on.
In this logbook, a
Good girl.
shamanic soul healer lists.
So that's what the card is that he's holding on to then.
Oh, right.
Right.
And it lists the many odd spiritual ailments of villagers and how they were resolved. They ultimately believe a soul is a complete form of many parts, each affecting or being affected by a different outside or inside voice. Other side, part self, sense of self, and personal value. Part view,
He basically
How
just starts
one-
reading the book at the table, and a lot of people are like, we're going to bed. Good
how
night,
one is
goodbye."
perceived. Oh wait, there was some other reading that I did as well in case something, a big thing with wings and breathes magic y'all might want to know.
Dragon.
Do you? I guess I don't need to say what I found.
Say what you found.
While reading some surface level articles on monsters, I finds an old newspaper explaining what the public should do when a dragon appears, and mentions that dragons are so magical they essentially breathe it, and could possibly know any spell or magic that any humanoid could learn. Good info to share with Doric. Other side.
Dragon breath?
Additionally, their eggs require extreme elemental settings to grow, but could be substituted with a strong magical injection from a hatch the egg spell. Do dragons know this spell to use on their own eggs, or do they find it an abomination?
So to help you find the hatch the egg spell, you could do some research into dragons.
Could I borrow that?
It doesn't say give to Doric.
You guys can trade them around.
But guys, I know how to cook a soul now.
That's...
That seems somewhat.
You also have seasoning, so that could be good.
I can make a spicy soul.
I just think if that isn't illegal, it should be.
Man, I've never had soul food before.
Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I creating Captain Planet?
Mario-la is still here, right?
She was gonna get up to leave, but I mean, you have a minute to catch her.
No, stay.
Mario-la,
Don't leave yet.
Yes.
you're working with Seprophytic Plague, correct?
Yes, but so is Pantheo.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Somewhat. I'm trying my best. And,
So
kind of at a
I
wall.
was working in the alchemy table for a little bit and had a book out, just looking at some different things. I found something called Ocean Storm's Poison. Basically, it sounds to be a noxious gas. It kills everything, including it mentions fungi and insects. And it mentioned that when used minimally, it can kill infectants and
So germs.
in quarantined clinics.
What I described is a very weird way to make bleach. So that is a fantastical way to make bleach, and it could be utilized for purified food and water.
It's a soup story.
It has some weird ingredients, but shouldn't be too hard to come by around here.
I don't want it anywhere near me.
But I would find that very helpful. We could use that to make.
Yeah, super helpful for you guys. It will kill my spores.
So, you need salt water,
Okay.
rain from ocean,
Okay.
and then lightning.
I'm sorry, rain from ocean?
Like
Isn't that just
evaporated and
salt
then
water?
rain.
Wow.
Isn't that just salt water?
May I see that journal you found with the affirmation?
Yeah, for sure, man.
If you want,
Check it out.
If you want, I can provide lightning for.
Oh my god. I can also cause like.
I'm just playing around with the cards themselves. So.
I feel like there was something in the middle of that I cut off too soon, and I don't remember what it was. It was Oh yes, okay. Iphenia, before she gets up, Thalia, while she was mostly talking to Belial and Green and Timber, right before she gets up to leave, she does hear you talking about how, elves have had conflict with dwarves and orcs, and dwarves can be corrupted by things in the deep. She stops for a minute and goes, well, elves come from the Fae. Elves can be corrupted by Fae. And, I mean, you saw it. We just dealt with hags corrupting elves.
Yes, that is true.
That being said, none of you have asked where Silvery is.
Where's Silvery? Oh, goodness.
Oh, she won't be coming out again.
Again?
She went into the inner library, and she told me it would be permanent.
How did she get to go?
She became avowed that easily?
I don't believe she could be an avowed. I haven't received any letter from her. No, she wrote a letter to the keeper, the first reader, asking for entrance, and they granted her a 10 days entrance to the inner library.
Well, that's 10 days. She'll be back after that.
She told me she would be making it so she doesn't leave.
Is she gonna die in there?
And is this
She could
something?
commit crime.
And is this something that you are comfortable with?
She has to do what she has to do.
Why the fuck did you guys save her? Wait, that's Gumbo speaking.
She's.
Gumbo is like, okay, wow, she look nerd.
She waits for the others to kind of leave. She goes, God, I thought your hat was a fucking person sitting on the couch. Jesus. Okay, anyway. So Iphenia goes, she worships the goddess of beauty, Sue.
Yeah.
Well, there is in fact a tabernacle in the inner library, we found out. So to do a ritual congregation with her goddess, she would need to use that tabernacle. And she was going to revoke Sue, which could either result in her death, a curse, a corruption. It really could be anything. I don't know what she had in mind. But she is her own person, and I'll let her handle her traumas on her own. She should be safe in the inner library, so I'm at peace with it.
Gods can be fickle.
It
Hopefully
is
she'll be fine.
her choice, not the choice that Hags made for her, but something about this sits uneasily with me.
And as she says it, she goes, and as I am extremely at peace at this and have no worries whatsoever, you, a man of a god, I am wondering, what is it like to speak with your god or even doubt your god? What are their reprimands? What are their consequences?
I believe largely it rests on the god himself, or herself, or their self. For instance, a wrathful god, powerful, mighty, might smite you right then and there. Who knows? A knowledgeable god such as Mistera may actually show up in your dreams to speak to you. Mok is generally quite silent. To me. Mainly I notice when doing various crafts. Making jewelry, fancy swords, shields, wire wrapping, stuff like that. I'll get feelings.
Who is Mok?
My god.
Of what? In character.
Oh. Creation, mainly metals. He's,
Like a lion god?
no. He's not lion specific. He is, from what I can tell, honestly, he is largely worshipped by dwarves, and then, halflings. He is a craft god. God of crafts. Forges, metals, minerals, trinkets. He's part of a small sect of multiple gods of creations.
Interesting.
A small part of a larger whole, I believe.
That's lovely
Why?
for a civilized person. She doesn't consider herself part of society. She considers herself an animal.
Yep.
So she's just like, okay. Like, she doesn't necessarily have a strong tie to creation at all. So she goes, I see why that would be very different from Soon, the goddess of beauty. So thank you for your input. I will await your decision in the morning on where we are going. Good night.
Dora just doesn't even talk. She is tiring.
Your fucking horse won't shut up.
I thought
I
she was joining
appreciate
another party.
The straightforwardness.
Join that party and leave.
No.
You yell that? For
No.
real?
No.
That'd be funny. You do have a new horse.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone else have anything else to say on this 5-day check-in?
I do.
Yes.
So
when it's just the 4 of you, everyone has left.
this journal puts me in the mind of... It's just a theory.
A game theory.
And you can,
I'm so
you can
sorry.
tell Thalia is struggling to find a way to word this because she has to be polite, and this is rare for her.
No.
What if the plague is the seeds of the high forest itself being spread?
It could be the High Forest defending
I
itself.
don't remember that card. I'm coming over. What did I write?
It could be the High Forest protecting itself.
Or propagating itself?
Wait. Was it this card that you were referencing?
The journal, yeah.
Okay.
I, of course, have no evidence of this.
If that's the case, then I would have to just let the plague run its course.
But if she's wrong, she still is making a point. The grandfather tree is a big sentient being, right?
It was an ant.
Right.
And then it turned into something more, I think is the lore.
So, what if the saprophytic plague is just like that?
It's a sentient plague.
Right.
It could also be a corruption or...
An awakened plague.
Oh, that's worrying.
Fuck off.
Good job, Thalia. Good job.
Shit, dude, that's bad.
That's our high int character right there. Just, Good job.
An awakened plague would change the course really bad.
If it is awakened, could it not be affected by things that alter minds? Command spells?
I mean, theoretically.
Suggestions?
Is it then one single plague or an army of little particles
It could
all
be
working together?
This, like, hive mind.
The zombies were speaking.
Oh, fuck.
And Mike and Nids have hive minds.
It's a hive mind. Yeah, it's a hive mind. I gotta go.
You gotta go read a whole bunch and just go talk to them.
I will go talk to him. I was like, hold the fuck up! Just all fours.
You should research how to separate hive minds.
Oh, like the mind flayers breaking out of it. Yeah, that's cool. All right, thank you so much for this episode. It was fantastic. So we are still in Candlekeep. We are still studying. We are still looking for the Book of Cylinders to get our next plot hook. So thank you for joining us on Downstairs and Dragons. We will see you next time.